Hey there viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Warpath. Now, Kingdom is the successor to Earthrise, and just like it, has the characters in their Earth modes. But unlike Earthrise, it's also a crossover with Beast Wars. Now that is just awesome. I just love that. I mean, we've had other toy lines that include Beast Wars characters before. For example, the 2008 Universe toy line had Dinobot in it. Masterpiece has a few Beast Wars characters in it. And the original 2014 Generations toy line has characters like Rhinox and Waspinator in it. But this is a full-on crossover between G1 and Beast Wars. I mean, not like the original Beast Wars series where the G1 characters were just cameos. This is full-on interactions between G1 and Beast Wars. Sure, Starscream was in one episode of Beast Wars, but he was just a ghost possessing Waspinator and I think another Predacon for most of that episode, so yeah. But still, it's really cool. Now, before we have a look at Warpath, and before I have a full-on tangent on why I love this G1 Beast Wars crossover, because, well, this is a War for Cybertron Trilogy figure, and I am collecting the boxes for this toy line. Let's have a look at the packaging. As you can see, the packaging is actually pretty different from how it was in Earthrise. I mean, for one thing, the window is actually quite smaller. We have not only the robot mode artwork, but also vehicle mode artwork. The character name is up here instead of on the side. And those are some differences I've noticed. The back, where we can see the character in both modes. 26 steps to transform him. Here we have the other side. And the characters I can see on this box are Unicron, Megatron and Galvatron, the Nemesis, which is the Decepticon ship, Black Arachnia, Beast Wars Megatron, Scorponok, Dinobot, not sure who that is, if that is a character. Yeah. Oh, that's Rhinox. Sorry, my phone wasn't focusing. That's actually Rhinox. The Ark, which is crashed. Cheetor, Rat Trap, Primal, Optimus Prime. Well, Optimus Primal. Sorry, I didn't mean to disrespect him. Optimus Primal and Optimus Prime together, which is awesome. Bumblebee, Tigatron, RC, and Airazor. So that's all the characters, as well as the golden disc. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the box. And with Kingdom, you also get a card. I mean, it's not of the character you get, it's randomized, but it's still cool. And with my copy of Warpath, I got one of the Autobot Ark, which did get a figure eventually in in Kingdom. So that's cool. Back we also get the golden disc. And as you can see, it is pretty cool looking, especially if you move it around, you get this cool effect. And while this is cool in of itself, what you can do is peel this, and it shows something underneath. I'm going to have to be careful not peel it all the way. Okay, there. Up to around there. Because you see, this card actually has a special destiny for the Ark underneath. And this is pretty much what happened to the Ark in the G1 cartoon. because here we have some Cybertron lettering. It says 1984, so I'm pretty sure it says something like, I don't know, Autobots Awaken in 1984 or something like that. I don't know. There is a translation on the TF Wiki, which I'll check and put in the description after recording. But yeah, this is really cool. And it is different for each wave, so the Ark does have different destinies. This isn't the only one, so if you have an Autobot Ark card, it could be a different destiny than this one, so it's really cool. I really like this. It's definitely way cooler than other cards we've gotten over the years. So, even though this is not a card of Warpath, it's still a really cool card. I really like it. And if I do collect more Kingdom figures, which I really do, I really want to get one of the Fossilizers. I do hope to actually start a collection of these. I mean, if I do get a duplicate of this, I'll probably, with the duplicate, I'll probably actually peel the face off and stick it somewhere. So I have one where it's the actual Ark and one where it's the Destiny, but I don't know, that's just a thought, but that's pretty much it for the cards. Let's have a look at Warpath himself. And just like how he was in G1, he's a red tank with a bulbous, well, this little bulbous looking turret on top. Of course, I'm watching how he looked in G1, or specifically the cartoon. Having a quick little 360. We can see that this is definitely detailed. I mean, just look at this. Well, I forgot to pick that in, but just look. We have all this detailing here. I don't really know tanks, so I don't really know much about the detailing, but I mean, we got the treads here. We got stuff on the back. We got headlights. I mean, this is just amazing. I freaking love all this detailing. The underneath, which, well, we do have a bit of hollowness, but, well, you'll see why. This is obviously the legs. Now, the turret is obviously blast effect compatible, although the only ones I have are the ones that come with aimless, and, well, they're not really going to fit that well, but sometimes you have to go with what you have. Sure, why not? I mean, if I had the blast effects that came with Jetfire from Siege, then this would fit way better, but yeah. He also has one that goes here, so maybe if he's the one getting shot at, then, well, I don't know, maybe a Seeker dropped an aerial bomb on him, and it's just, I don't know, he's exploding from inside out, and that's how he dies in the Transformers movie. If he was written out the show, which he wasn't, but if there was a version of the movie where he was killed and written out. I mean, it's amazing how, even though so many characters in Season 1 and 2 were written out, this guy managed to stay in Season 3. Even though he was a Season 2 character, and tons of other Season 2 characters were phased out. Yeah, I do drag on a lot, but hey, I need to find ways to extend the video's length somehow. Jokes aside, that's pretty much all I have to say about the tank mode, but I do have a complaint. Well, it's not that the tank turret can move, it is cool, but on my copy, this doesn't really this doesn't really squeeze together that well. I'm pretty sure on some other copies this goes together really well, but I'm not, this is one of the unlucky ones. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, of course, the turret can, well, turn, and the barrel can go up and down. So that's perfect for poses where he's wanting to shoot at some Decepticons, or in Kingdom's case, Predacons. I guess it can also be G1 Predacons too, but it doesn't matter. Well, that's pretty much all I have to say about the tank mode. Let's have a look at the actual robot mode, eh? Let's get him into his robot mode. I guess you can say he's a tank man. And no, I'm not talking about the Newgrounds character who got into Friday Night Funkin'. I mean, literally, he's a tank who turns into a man. He's a tank man. Okay, cringy joke aside, let's just get onto the transformation before I die of cringe from my own horrible jokes. Well, first of all, let's actually parts form. Yeah, this bit actually does have to come off. I mean, you don't have to leave this bit on for the tank mode, but on a copy like this, where this doesn't really go together, well, this actually does help keep this together. So this is optional, but I just prefer to leave it on. So in my case, I have to do a bit of parts forming, but at least it's not like it forms a bit of the actual robot. So it forms a shield or a shoulder pauldron. You'll see when we get to the robot mode. Okay, so to start, we're gonna get the arms out. Then move the front of the tank down. Of course, if you know Warpath, these are going to be his legs. Get these little flaps down. They cover the Autobot insignia. Try and turn all this around, or well, you want to have it so it's like this, where this is in this little gap in the back, and then you can actually turn this, so this is like a little heel section. Yeah, I'm sort of doing it my own way, but it doesn't really matter. As long as I get it into robot mode somehow. But now that I have the legs done, let's get on with the head. Open this a little bit. Flip the head around. Close that bit back up. Open this. Yeah, get that down. Then fold up the shoulders. Fold the treads around. And well, here we have him in his robot mode. As he would usually look. Yeah, as you normally know, Warpath is usually displayed with the turret out like this. However, if you remember, the back of the box had it so the turret is actually pushed in. So, just pushing the turret if you want it to be just like the box. I mean, you don't have to. You can leave it out if you want to resemble the cartoon more, but I'm just going to push it in to mildly infuriate you. Because I'm an a-hole like that. But well, here we have Warpath in robot mode. And well, he definitely resembles Warpath. I mean, the big boots, the entire tank turret for a chest, the treads on the arms, the actual head with the mouth plate. We should have a Generation Select version of this figure where the eye bits are red and the mouth plate section is black. Toy reference. Oh. Well, yeah, this is pretty cool looking. I mean, he does have a bit of a butt flap, but hey, at least it does expose a flight stand, which, is he compatible? No, it's a bit too small. Or at least it looks like it's too small. Maybe you can wedge it in there. Nope. So unfortunately, he's not compatible with my flight stand. Because maybe I could probably have it so he's like doing a blast so big it pushes him back. I don't know. Oh well. Well, at least he makes up for that with some really good articulation. The head is actually, well, the head's on a ball joint, so he can look up, he can look down, sort of. Well, not really. And, of course, he can look around. The arms can, of course, move up and down. As shown in the transformation, he can T-pose, because it is required for the transformation, remember? He has got elbows, and they can move side to side. He actually does have a bit of a waist swivel, although it's actually pretty tight. So he does have a waist swivel, although it's just quite tight, so maybe be careful. The legs can move up. Can't really move back that far unless you get the flap out of the way. Of course, you can do the splits. And he's got some really good ankle pivots, so he can actually do this. Isn't that amazing? I mean, dude. I love that. This is one of the only figures in my collection who can do this. Because as far as I know, the War for Cybertron trilogy figures that I own are the only figures in my collection that can actually do ankle pivots. And this is one of the best figures this is one of the best ankle pivots I've seen on a figure. Well, in my collection at least. However, and when you try to get it back, it makes that worrying click noise. So I'd say be careful. Now, if you remember, I removed this from the tank mode for transformation, and I guess if you wanted to, this could be like a little sled for mini-cons. I don't know, but this is supposed to go on one of the combat ports for like a shield, or as I use a shoulder pauldron. And well, this is how I display Warpath. Maybe he's... Oh, sorry about that, folks. My camera fell. Normally I would cut that, but, well, I'm in such a good mood that I'm just gonna keep that in. So, well, as I was trying to show, maybe you can pose him so he's trying to blast a Decepticon, but at the same time, someone's actually trying to blast him. He's actually shielding it. Also, yeah, if you saw my face during that, then yeah, I know. My face is debatably ugly. But But yeah, you can pose him so it looks like he's trying to shoot a Decepticon, but at the same time, someone's actually managed to shoot his shoulder, but thankfully he had that shield. So this is actually a really cool looking pose. Plus that ankle pivot makes it look so much cooler. Well, that's pretty much all I have to say. Complaints? Well, the ankle pivot is a bit worrying with the sound that it makes when you try to get it back. I also wonder why they decided to have the promotional artwork like this. Hell, it's even in the instructions. They want you to display it with the tank barrel shortened like that. Who knows? Maybe it's to stop kids from poking their eyes out. But if you know Warpath from the cartoon, this is how he's meant to look. This is the Warpath we all know and love. The one who's all BAM! POW! So, yeah. So, the only complaints I can think of are... 1, the ankle pivots can be a bit scary with the sound they make sometimes. 2, I wonder why they made the turrets such as they want you to have it really short, or they want you to compress it in. And 3, on my copy, one of the flaps actually comes off quite easily. It hasn't done on the video, surprisingly, but thank God. And well, those are the only complaints I can think of. So, do I actually recommend this figure? Well, yeah, this is a really good figure. I just think this guy is really good. I mean, come on. This is a really accurate Warpath figure. I mean, the Generations figure had a cool looking tank mode, and the head reveal was cool, but come on, this guy is way more accurate looking. I mean, one thing I forgot to show is he is a bit smaller than other Deluxe class figures, but the Deluxe class sizing, or the sizing of figures in general is a bit off the wall in the War for Cybertron trilogy, but hey, other reviewers have done a better job at complaining about that, so I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, this is a really accurate figure. I love it. Plus, I love these cards that the Kingdom figures come with, so they just really make me want to get more, so Hasbro, your scheme's worked. I want to get more Kingdom figures, especially one of the fossilizers, so I've fallen into their trap. Oh well. Well, this has been my review on Kingdom Warpath, and this is Charlie Young, signing off.